I can hardly believe it.
Okay.
I can hardly believe it.
Okay. Hardly believe what?
I don't know. I just thought I'd start the show off like that.
Just a doofus.
I just wanted to get everybody excited. They're tuning in. They're going, what? Some of them are going, you asshole.
I can guarantee that.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's our first show of 2024. 24. And, just to get it out of the way, we're going to be at the Louisville Truck Show this year.
Yes.
Yes. I forget the booth number, but we're going to be there. Find us. And then also...
Find us.
Hey, what's the date of the... Oh, we're probably going to go to the Chrome Shop one because this is the first year in years that our schedule will not conflict. So the I-75 Chrome Shop in Leesburg, Wildwood rather, we're going to hopefully be at that one. That's at the end of April, I think. So... Yeah, I asked you the dates the other day.
Yeah, you asked me, but I don't remember the exact.
Yeah,
it's
so
like 20.
We're going to try to be there. But also the Florida Truck Show down in Fort Lauderdale, we're going to be at that one.
Right. Well, our booth at Louisville is 66105.
Okay, 66105.
Just to help them out so they don't have to find us.
We have a booth number there at the Florida Truck Show also.
We do?
Yeah, but they'll find us. Just look.
He's very helpful.
They're truckers. They know how to find things. Seriously, truckers can find things. When I used to run New York City, when I first started trucking.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. You can get lost in New York City going around the block.
Well, yeah, because one block's 18 of what we use.
Well, it's not even that. Sometimes the block isn't a square. I've been in Brooklyn delivering, right? And I'll be like, oh, okay, I got to get turned around. So I'll just go around the block, right? And
big mistake.
Yeah. And you go around the block in New York. This is why truckers hate New York City. I'll go around the block, right? And I'll be like, where the hell is it? And then you realize you're like a mile away from where you...
Yeah.
Literally. It's like unbelievable. New York City is insane.
Well, I think a lot of other cities are starting to try and take New York as an example when it comes to certain things because, like you were saying, you go around the block thinking you're going to catch it on the other side. Well, then you find out, oh, that's a one-way street. I have to go down another one now.
Exactly.
And then you realize, oh, I can't come down that one because it went past what I needed to do. So now I have to go 2 more and then hope I get back to the way I was supposed to be. And by that point, you're now lost.
No, New York City will frustrate the living tar out of you. I mean, it's amazing getting in New York City as a trucker. And I do understand why most truck drivers, one of the biggest things when you're working at a trucking company and a driver calls in and you ask him, are you okay to run anywhere? First, everybody says, I'm telling you, 99% of them will say, anywhere but New York City.
Yeah, I just don't like New York City. Anywhere, but I don't like New York.
Well, and some of them will say...
In California.
And no Canada.
Really? I haven't heard the Canada as much as California and New York.
No, a lot of them don't want to go into Canada either because of the border crossing and everything. So, as far as New York City goes, though, I used to run it 3 times a week. So, and what's really funny is because the company I worked for was Lentz at the time. What was amazing, you would think going there 3 times a week, you would get, I got used to going there, you know what I mean? But you just don't get used to finding the places because there were so many places. We'd go in with maybe 10 stops in Brooklyn, right? It wasn't just going in with one stop. You had to go in and then hand unload. And then if you were going to these bakeries, some of them would get a skid of flour. Some of them would get a buck, the bucket of icing. You have maybe 10 deliveries in Brooklyn and then dispatch would be like, okay, we need you to run over to the Bronx and pick up some returns. So in all the boroughs, we did every borough, with a tractor trailer. You somehow always managed to be still trying to find things, even though you're there every day. It's just so damn huge, the city.
Oh, yeah. And if you're trying to get somewhere and you know where you're actually going, but something happened to where like you can't get to there because of like an accident or, construction or something like that, and then you end up having to go around that, then you're lost again. But I know why you did it. You liked the food.
No, I did it because it was a job. It was union, and I made money.
No, you got food too.
Yeah, well, we always got free food, but
there you go.
But that's not why I did it.
It was the food.
Maybe it was a little bit of the food. So, but anyways, welcome to 2024.
Yeah.
And
lots of changes in the industry.
Well, yeah, I see that. There's a lot to talk about today. A trucker said to me the other day, because a lot of them have been frustrated, with the way the industry's gone ever since COVID is over. A trucker said to me that the other day, he said, 24 is going to be our year. I was like, you know what? I've been predicting 24. I have been. I've been saying 24 is going to be, experts are gloom and doom, of course, but I have confidence because I'm seeing that more jobs are picking up now. 6 months ago, trucking jobs were a little bit rougher. Now I'm seeing more. And in fact, even the reports came out this past week and said the last, couple months have slowly been picking up. So, who knows, going into, we're in January and you got February. My message to truckers right now, seriously, is just hang tight for real, because even in good times, the first quarter is always the slowest. But I believe, I'm hoping by April, you're going to see a totally different trucking industry. And, hopefully more freight and people are just zooming, and hopefully it just progresses as the year goes on. That's my message.
I think it will.
And just stay confident. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, we've been down. We only can go up.
Exactly. Stay tough, stay strong. We're together. We're going to make it. Okay. So anyways, let's take a break and get started. Truck Parking Club is a network of instantly reservable daily and monthly truck parking locations throughout the U.S. Truck Parking Club helps connect truckers to truck parking locations throughout the U.S. via truckparkingclub.com. Our networks is made up of property owners that have locations adequate for truck parking to list on the platform. This includes trucking companies, storage companies, CDL schools, trailer leasing companies, real estate investors, truck parking operators, and more. Go to truckparkingclub.com today. If you're a driver looking for a new trucking job, check out NCI. NCI offers the following: new Kenworth T680s, competitive wages, solo, team, and students welcome, plus a full benefit package for you and your family. Check them out today at 888-311-7076. That's 888-7076. And tell them Talk CDL sent you. Hey drivers, are you sick of watching the other drivers bypass the weigh station while you are held up going through yourself? Well, download DriveWise today at www.drivewise.com. That's DRIVEWYZE.com, and start bypassing the scales yourself. If you're a small carrier, an owner-operator, or even a big fleet looking for something better, check out DriveWise today. And remember, there's no equipment, no transponders needed when you're using DriveWise. Check them out for a free download at www.drivewYZE.com. Drivers, if you're looking for a local, home, everyday driving job, apply with Carter Lumber today. They have positions for Class A and Class B local drivers. They can take experienced drivers, students, and non-CDL drivers. With over 160 locations, chances are they have a position for you.
So go to carterlumber.com/talkcdl and apply today. Again, that's carterlumber.com/talkcdl. Thank you.
Hey, just a quick note. I seen this article I was reading. This group is petitioning Mattel. You know who Mattel is?
Yeah, that
They're
like
toy
toys
makers.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they're petitioning Mattel to get a Barbie trucker. Which, I mean, I really don't care, but I don't think women as little girls, I don't think that they'll be encouraged any more or any less by playing with a Barbie semi-truck. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But, I mean, I don't think that even little boys got, you know what I mean, encouraged by playing with a semi-truck as a kid. I think the encouragement comes from seeing them on the road, you know what I mean, and being around people that do it. I believe that's more of an encouragement to me, I think. I mean, I say welcome to all the ladies, you know. I still think you're gonna have more issues with women wanting to be truckers because a lot of your women want to be home with children versus being away. That's why they say that one of the big reasons why you don't have as many ladies is because, you know, ladies have a yearning to be home more. You know, I don't mean being in a home barefoot and pregnant. No, that's not what I'm saying. You're looking at me weird. I'm just saying,
I'm just trying to figure out what you're saying.
Well,
I mean, I know, but I'm waiting for you to just stumble out.
I'm not stumbling. I'm saying, like, there's a reason why there's less than 7% of ladies in the industry, or whatever the number is. It's a very small number compared to the men.
Right.
And it's not because women can't handle trucking, because we see many ladies that they're good truckers. You know,
yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm not insulting women. What I'm saying is, Ruth think it's defensive, right?
No,
away.
actually, I'm not. I'm not defensive.
Fight.
No.
No. What I'm saying is there's more reasons why women don't go over the road than men do. You know what I mean? There's reasons. It has nothing to do with capabilities of the job. It has more to do with. I had seen a statistic one time where ladies are less apt to, you know, leave their husband home and go out on the road because they want to be with, you know, us guys. We're like, you know what, I can handle the kids for a little bit, and then I'm going to leave them for a little bit. Not leave them, but you know what I mean, leave them behind for just a little bit. I'll come back. As soon as they drive me nuts, I'm back out on the road. You know, I'm just saying men are more, gosh, I guess my foot's going in my mouth here.
I'm all I'm doing is looking at you, and I said,
you're giving me the look.
I'm not giving you any look. I'm like,
listen, I'm not saying, just so you know, I am not in any way saying that women are less capable of being.
I never thought you did. I know, never once.
It's the look you're giving me, as if
it was how you started it. I'm laughing at you, but it's how you started it. You're like going through saying about how, you know, when we're younger and we're wanting to drive and all this, and then you said about women being at home with the kids, they have more of a yearning, which I was trying. I think I got what you were saying there, but you just kept going, and then you kind of like fumbled it like a football.
Well, I'm trying not to, like, when I say being at home with the kids, right away people go, what is he talking about?
Right.
You know, that I have to be the one. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying usually women have more of a yearning to be, you know, at home making sure the kids are taken care of instead of being away from them. That's
right.
I'm not saying that all women do. I'm just saying that more women.
Statistically, women are more prone to stay at home with children and be that raising of the child. And it has a lot to do with the nurturing, and it has a lot to do with how the woman is. It's very few men that will take that step up first and be the Mr. Mom at home, because it is more women that are prone to do that, because I don't want to say genetically, but women are known to have more patience. Women are known to be able to do more of that nurturing through those stages. Most of the men, when you say go change this diaper, they're going, it stinks.
Well,
you know,
I mean, I'll speak for he-men myself, okay? Because I know there's some guys out there going, I can do everything, including all of it, right? Well, more power to you, bud. Yeah. I am not the diaper guy, and I am not Mr. Mom, as you call it. I would never have been the guy. I'm not saying that I couldn't if I had to, You know what I mean? Because like, let's say maybe, let's say maybe I backed over you in the driveway and you were in a coma. Okay, then I could maybe possibly take care of the kids.
You would have had mom help.
Yeah, that's true. I would have gotten somebody to, but let's be honest, okay? All right. I literally could have never been a guy that stayed home 24. In fact, I'll be honest with you. I will say this. Women are stronger in that sense. Mm-hmm. There's no way that I could put up with kids 24/7. There's no way that those kids would have been so messed up from me raising them, because I would have been like, not beating them, but I would have been like, don't give me the look again. You give me that hairy eyeball. I'm looking away. All right. Hey, no, but I'm just saying, like, if I would have had to raise the kids all by myself, they'd probably be walking around like zombies right now because I would go nuts. I go nuts when
they'd be nuts with you.
Yeah.
Because you would have drove them nuts, honey.
Right. I'm just saying, I would have been like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can do this. So, my hat's off to ladies that do that. And like I said, they're trying to encourage more women. This all started with Mattel. All right, and
blame the toy maker.
And by the way, they have 700 names on the petition. You know what I mean? Would Mattel even read it if it's 700 names? There's a difference between 700 names and maybe 7 million names.
Listen,
literally.
I don't need, even when I was into Barbies, I didn't need a Barbie.
I can't see you playing Barbies.
Oh, I liked Barbies a lot.
Would you have played with the Barbie semi-truck? If you were like, let's say you're 5-year-old Ruth Ann right now, and we gave you a Barbie truck, a Barbie Peterbilt with Barbie, would you have taken Barbie over the road, out back, or would you have taken her to a model show? Be honest.
Okay, so here's how I played when I was younger. See, I liked Barbies a lot, but it was, more like 6, 7, 8, that was more Barbie stage. I played with my brother's cars, and I used to steal his Return of the Jedi figurines, and I would play in the dirt track with the cars, So I wouldn't have needed a Barbie, quote, thing to have fun. I would have gotten the Barbie, but I would have stolen my brother's semi-truck and played that way. And I probably would have said, Barbie's going to the model, but she's driving the truck there. See, I'm better than that. Okay. I would have figured it much better. So,
okay.
There you go.
Well, again, and I'm not putting it down. I mean, if Patel does it, that's awesome. Let him do it,
I'm curious to see if Barbie's going to look like Barbie or if she's going to have a pot belly.
You know what I'd like to... It's trucker Barbie. She got a pot belly.
Is her hair going to be able to be bleached still, or is it going to
Barbie's got a Peterbilt belt buckle on. Yeah.
I mean, I could tell you, because I have, I belong to the Women in Trucking, Facebook pages and all of that stuff. And there's some beautiful women out there that truck. And I'm sure that every time they climb out of their tractor and that everyone is around them, their heads are turning all right, where's the guy coming out? Because they wouldn't be able to see this woman driving the truck. I mean, we've interviewed a couple of them. One of them was the Barbie.
The Barbie what?
She had the pink, I don't remember which tractor she had, but she had a pink one.
I don't remember. I mean, I know we've interviewed some of them, but no, I agree with you. That, you see this dainty, I've seen videos. There's this one girl, young lady, I should say, that I think she's got a green, I think it's a Pete or a Kenworth. I'm not even sure, and she does flatbed too. And when you see her, she's definitely very thin, definitely not unattractive. And there's absolutely, and she's got thousands of followers on social media. But like you said, I think even she made the comment of, like if she's lifting the hood or something like that, guys feel like they got to come over and help. And she doesn't care for that,
Right. The stereotype.
Yeah, exactly. Like guys see them, they think, oh, let me help the little damsel. But women that are driving a truck, most of them, they're really not looking for, guys
They
that
could do it on their own. They don't need your help.
They're not looking to be rescued, right?
No.
But I wonder if any of those ladies would have played with the semi Barbie truck,
And they would have done the same thing I did. They would have stole their brother's semi truck and used her own Barbie.
Right in, ladies, and let us know if you're going to buy the Barbie semi truck from Mattel. That's if Mattel even makes it. Who knows?
You know what I used to do with all my dolls when I was younger?
What'd you do with them?
I put scars on them.
Yeah, that's actually like kind of Chucky-ish.
I'm not kidding. Every one of my dolls would have a zigzag with stitches marked. So
like you put some bolts in their head and make them Frankenstein?
No, every one of them always had stitches somewhere.
You know what's funny? You are a little bit... You kind of remind me of The Ring. The girl in The Ring, 7 days.
That's only in the morning when I first wake up, honey.
Your hair does look like that in the morning. So, wow, that's kind of weird and creepy at the same time. And I married you.
Yep.
But anyways.
There you go. Doesn't say much for you now, does it?
Wow. So anyways, let's move on.
Moving on.
I'll be interested to know what it's going to cost. And by far, I would really, if it sells, if they do bring it out, I want to find out from Mattel how many is actually selling. I'd be interested, So, moving on. What do you got for us today? You got anything?
Yeah, actually, starting out the new year, we have a few states that are raising their toll prices. And I thought I'd give that heads up just to get everybody aware to not go in the state thinking that it's going to be the normal.
Yeah, that's true. If you're used to hitting these states and then all of a sudden you go in and the bill is different, know that it is going to be different ahead of time. I mean, did you say Pennsylvania was one of them? Yeah,
the Pennsylvania Turnpike, they're increasing. It's basically going to be a 5% increase.
So if your normal would be $100, it'll be now $105.
And then after that, the next one I have is Illinois. They are now increasing.
Yeah, another one. I think I read about Illinois. They said it's only truckers it's going up, not cars.
Correct. Yep, only the semis. And then Ohio is having an increase also for 2024.
Wow. Well, I mean, it goes with everything else that's going up. Do you remember when the bulk pack of chicken breast in Walmart was only like $9-10?
Yes, I do.
Now it's like $15 to $18.
Yep.
So, and it was $1.98 a pound, and now it's $2.68 a pound. And you don't really I'll tell you, Hungry Jack pancake, the box that you just get and you add water, that was $1.98 forever, and now it's like $2.25 or $2.50. This is in Walmart, and the only reason I'm saying that is because if you just take every little thing and add it up, everybody that's just a blue collar worker is getting their butt kicked right now at the wallet. And now you're going to be... I wonder if New York City tolls are going to go up. A trucker told me the other day... Yeah, are they really?
New York's going up, too.
The tolls in New York City?
You didn't get me. I didn't get there yet, yeah.
Yeah, so a trucker told me the other day, in peak times, it's like $300 to get in and out of there. I'm like, man, that is just absolutely insane. The cost of trucking, and everybody wants your money out there. Everybody wants your dollar. And this is also the result of making minimum wage go to $12 to $15 an hour mandatory. And I think on the West Coast, it's going to be like 20. And the reason why, because the rich guy at the top, Ruth Ann, the rich guy, Mr. Wealthy, the guy that owns the McDonald's, the guy that owns all these stores that you're making him pay these guys $15 and $20 an hour, a minimum wage. Guess what? He's not going to just say, oh, okay, I'll lose a couple dollars. Oh, okay, I'll lose a couple dollars. The reason you're seeing inflation is because he's saying, I'll just jack my prices up. And that's exactly what happens when you raise minimum wage like that.
Well, it says the New York from Geneva to Rochester. That's where it's going up. But they said that this is the first one in 14 years. So I'm not sure if exactly where, but that's going up 5%. and then North Carolina. So New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Illinois, and PA.
I guess, to be honest with you, most people are probably not surprised in any way of the couple bucks that it's going to go up. It's just a couple more dollars out of your wallet, you know.
Yeah, do you know which is the most expensive toll right now to travel?
You mean toll road?
Mm-hmm.
I would think Pennsylvania, because it is. When I was a driver, if you come in there, I guess at New Stanton and run it all the way to Philly, it cost a lot. I don't know, what does it cost now for a semi truck? Does it say?
Right now, it can cost you over $200 in tolls depending on where you enter and exit.
It's crazy.
So over $200.
You know what the cheap one was Indiana. I don't know what the toll is there, but it was. I don't even want to say what it was. It was cheap. But anyways, thanks for that. We appreciate you giving us the good news of the cost going up. Moving on.
Moving on.
Do you have anything else? I've got one or two things I want to talk about.
Let me hear them.
Well, an interesting article I read. I'm just going to briefly touch base on it. It says a court rules CRST team drivers must be paid for some hours in the sleeper berth. So I read this whole article, and what I get out of it, the main things I got out of it was, in a 24-hour period, 8 hours is, I guess, the normal.
Mm-hmm. That's
right?
what you should normally sleep.
Right. So what they said was anything over the 8 hours is what these guys should be paid on. But then they go on to say, let's see, the question posed in the lower court of appeal was whether the time these long-haul drivers spend in the sleeper berth is on duty time within the meaning of the Department of Labor Relations. Listen to this. And if so, whether CRST must compensate a driver who is on duty for 24 hours or for that time the driver spends in the sleeper berth in excess of the 8 hours, okay, within the 24 hours. So anything over the 8 hours, obviously they're saying. But what they go on to say is this, and I never looked at it this way until I read this. Let's see. Let's see here. It says the appeals court decision held that the time spent in the sleeper berth by the second driver who was not behind the wheel was not true free time. Listen to this, the way the court looked at this, because a lot of people think, okay, well, he's not working, but guess what? He has to be in the sleeper berth. This is where he's supposed to be, resting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, he can't get out of the truck on his time off. He can't do any of that. It says it's cited a Supreme Court interpretation of the Fair Labor Standards Act defining work as physical or mental exertion, whether burdensome or not, controlled or required by the employer, and pursued necessarily and primary, ready for this, for the benefit of the employer and his business. Meaning that it benefits the employer more that the driver goes and sleeps so he can get up and drive for the employer more. Mm-hmm. So therefore the employer should be compensating these guys because they're actually in, and I don't think this should just stop at teams. Now this was just for CRST. We'll see if this is going to happen in the future for all teams all across the United States. And then we're going to also see if this is going to roll over to solos, because a solo is also in the sleeper berth for 10 hours. So he's over the 8 hour period also. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? He has to, by law, go in there so he can get up and work for his employer again. So what they're saying is one of the reasons that CRST lost this is because this benefits the employer more than it benefits the driver. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I guess I'm just, some of the stuff is just confusing to me yet. That's all.
Yeah. But anyways, I guess we'll see how this plays out. To be honest with you, a lot of these trucking companies have been getting away with a lot of free labor from truck drivers for years. Okay?
Oh yeah, definitely.
They really have. If you add up a year away from your home 24/7, if you add up what they're actually paying these drivers, it's actually peanuts. And then we just got done talking about all the labor costs and tolls and food and everything going up. Well, guess what? Trucking companies have been making more money over the years, more and more and more. Okay, and guess what? Driver wages haven't really gone up that much. They've gone up some. They've come up some.
Yeah, but not enough.
Not enough. They really haven't. These drivers, to be honest with you, I learned that when I was 15, I got a job at Burger King, and I realized something as a kid. I realized that I was told that the manager was making $45,000. This is going back in the day.
The Ice Age.
The Ice Age. When $45,000 was a lot, right? And we were making, I forget, we were getting paid like $3 an hour, $3.35 minimum wage. That was back in the day. And so and they wouldn't, listen to this, they wouldn't let us workers at Burger King, this was an after school job, they wouldn't let anybody, I don't care how old you were, it could have been 25, right? They would not let them have 40 hours because then they would have to pay them health insurance. They would have to give them health insurance.
Yeah, but the benefits.
Yeah. So what I learned a long time ago was because when you're in Burger King, the floor gets greasy. You're slipping all over the place. You're sweating your brains out near that fryer. You're a whopper flopper, man. You're just doing all this stupid stuff. Guess what I learned? The worker is the one that gets screwed. He's the one that puts all the labor in, and then the guy at the top makes the money. It's the same in trucking. Who does all the ball-busting work? Trucker does. He's gone from his house for weeks at a time. He's driving. He's tired. He's running in bad weather. He's got the anxiety, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? The guy at the top sitting back collecting all his money and trying to find ways of cutting costs, you know what I mean? And a lot of times they do it with drivers. And guess what? Just so they can make more money.
So instead of a whopper flopper, they're a gear popper.
They're gear popping, baby. Not that we don't love trucking drivers. I mean, I know they do. I do. It's just the fact that just because you love something and you really chose to do it doesn't mean you should get ripped off when it comes down to it. You know what I mean?
Yes. No one should be getting ripped off. But the fact that there's so many, you're not getting your rate increases, but you're sure getting the deductions that you have to have, like your hours of service now that you're allowed to do. All those things keep changing. So what's happening is your bottom line is changing with it. You're not getting to have the income that you used to have because everybody else thinks that they have the right to change what you're doing.
Exactly. Moving on. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about. I call it the big lie.
Dun, dun.
No, really, the big lie, driverless trucks.
I don't like them.
Here's what they say. Listen to this. It says, driverless truck companies hoping to ditch human co-pilots. It says, driverless trucks with no humans on board will soon cruise Texas highways. If 3 startup firms, that's a big word, if 3 startup firms have their way despite objections from critics who say financial pleasures, not safety, is behind the timetable. And I would 1,000% agree with that.
I agree.
These guys are just worried about money. That's all they give a crap about. And okay, it says, after years of testing, Aurora Innovation, Kodiak Robotics, and Gatik AI expect to remove safety drivers from trucks that are being guided by software and array of sensors. Now, stop right there. This is the big BS lie I'm talking about. How for the last couple of years, they've been saying autonomous trucks will always have to have what?
A person.
That's right. They said it's not going to truck. This is what they were going. You're not going to lose your jobs, truckers. No, because it's going to create more jobs. It's going to create high-tech jobs, and there'll have to be safety monitors, and you'll be more comfortable, and the driver will get more rest. This was the bullshit that they reasoned with, and all these guys bought into it, and now you got all these big trucking companies that are used, and I'll tell you what, personally, if I was a truck driver, I wouldn't work for any company that's pushing for driverless trucks. I wouldn't. I would not work for one of them. I would not.
No, I'd feel like my job wasn't stable.
Absolutely. These are the same. And also the dirt bags. I shouldn't say the dirt bags. Also the guys that are doing the testing for it, right? They're out of a job. they're going to be out of a job because they think by the end of 2024, they're going to what? Have driverless trucks. Exactly, man. Let's see. It says the companies have already hauled cargo for big names such as Walmart, Kroger, FedEx, and Tyson Foods. I believe JB and a couple of those other big companies are running driverless trucks also in Texas. They're talking a lot of it, running back and forth between Florida and Texas, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, my whole big thing about this is if they literally start this, driverless trucks, it is really one of the biggest BS lies I've heard in a long time. Why? For the simple reason they were all saying, oh, you're not going to lose your job. Of course you're going to lose your job.
Right. Well, if they take away the truck driver, what's the truck driver going to do for his job?
Right. So, but anyways, I'm not kidding. It really, that whole situation annoys the tar out of me. I mean, it really does. And just to think about, what are you smiling at? You're giving me the look again. What's the look?
I'm just.
Go ahead, say it.
Earlier you said something about tar.
About annoys the tar out of me?
And now it's annoying.
I'm trying not to say
something about tar, and now it's annoying the tar out of you. So I'm laughing because I'm thinking of what's tar.
I'm trying to use different words, other than cuss words, I'm serious. There was a time in my life where the F word was like the word the. So I'm trying to be better,
That's good.
I am. I really am.
It's good. This is a family podcast.
Absolutely. And we're
kids hear
Christians.
this.
And we're Christians.
Yeah, we are.
So it is what it is. But anyways, Ruth Ann, that's going to play out, okay, over the next 12 months. And we're going to see if they actually start putting out these driverless trucks that everybody's been saying, no, it's not going to happen. It wasn't supposed to happen until like 2030 something. Here they are at the end of 24, hoping to go no driver in a truck. And I seen a thing on Indiana, an article on Indiana. They actually have a petition going to make a law that there is no such thing as a driverless truck in their state.
Good.
Which I salute Indiana if that is the case, if they can pass that law. I salute you.
AC/DC.
No, Troy. But anyways, that's my podcast. We are back 2024. Anybody out there that wants to be on the show, let us know. We're going to start doing some interviews here in the future. Mm-hmm. I do have like 2 people that I got to contact. They had contacted me. One guy is a DOT guy, and he wants to come on. A couple of the really interesting characters. It's going to be pretty cool. 2024. Ruth Ann, do you have the word of the day?
I do.
All right. What's the word? Hey, by Word Genius, by the way. Word Genius. Download it and get smarter. Ruth Ann and I do it.
At least Ruth Ann does.
Yeah, it's true. You're not going to make me smarter.
Dramaturgy.
What the? Did that say dramaturgy? Good.
Dramaturgy.
Okay.
Dramaturgy.
It almost sounds like a pill. What is it?
Dramaturgy is, okay, I'm going to give you the definition. Tell me what first pops in your mind. The theory and practice of dramatic composition.
The theory and practice of dramatic composition?
Mm-hmm.
Not really nothing. Go ahead and tell me.
A teenager. So it came in my head as soon as I read it. I'm like, finally, I have a word that goes with a teenager.
Dramaturgy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Turd-G. Okay. All right. Do we have anything else?
That's it.
All right. Hey, Happy New Year to everybody. Officially, we haven't been on in 2 weeks because we've been in Virginia doing things. And so this is our official first podcast of the year. Anyways, we're out of here.
Peace.
Peace. Praise the Lord.